time to set the awning up. About 3.5 inches from the edge, and then the second one's 40.5 inches. All right, hey, Brandon here from Reparadise. All right, so now that you've got your tools, your hardware kits, everything's accounted for, your first step is to grab your tape, your Sharpie, your tape measure, and hopefully get your ladder set up. But we're just gonna measure off of this skin that sits above the door. So you're gonna measure in, we have a piece of tape there to help out, 3.5 inches from the edge, and then the second one's 40.5 inches. So we just grab our Sharpie and then do a little tick mark on the top of this rail. So pop that one, drag it over to the 40.5 inch mark, bam, make a tick. So that's gonna serve where our hardware goes. Second step, you're gonna take these two small little pieces of hardware, make sure this little center punch piece is facing out. One side doesn't have it, it's smooth. So you're just going to take it and then place it inside of the rail like so, and then you can just grab your Allen key to kind of drag these guys along, and then the first one's going to sit at the 3.5 inch center mark, and then the second one's going to sit at the 40.5 center mark. Next step, you're going to grab your bracket, you've got your Allen key, and you've got these tapered bolts. So these guys is just going to be as simple as popping these guys on here. Generally easy to get them hand started and then tighten them with the Allen key. Now this is all aluminum, which is a soft metal, so you don't want to just sit there and really crank down hard on it. It's not necessary. Basically what will happen is you'll start bending the aluminum. So you're just gonna kind of go back and forth until it gets nice and snug. And then you should have your tick mark on the top, so just make sure as you're cranking down, that stays in the center. So you can loosen it and get it back right where you need to. So just nice and hand tight. So you get the first one, time to move on to the next one. Alright, so yeah, just move on to the second one. And keep it aligned in the center. Give it a little crank. There you go, brackets are in place. All right, so now you're gonna grab your awning. So the stamp on here from Overland Vehicle Systems is gonna be at the front of the Basecamp. Zipper at the bottom. So when you turn it over, and you have the extruded mounting plate on the back. Generally, we just kind of do a quick little mark so we know where to put the bolts into. So we're just going to measure fairly generally, just a little tick mark about 11 or 12 inches in, and then another 48 inches in on the extrusion. Just a little tick mark like that, and then we're going to slide bolts over to those spots. It doesn't have to be exact. This is just to give us a better reference point when we're setting it into place up top.
Dude.
All right, now you got all your hardware in place. It's time to set the awning up. So set your beer down, grab your buddy, and it's going to be as simple as kind of wiggling this guy into place. Cool. All right, definitely the most delicate part of this is just getting your fingers behind there to get these nuts on. Just takes a little tenacity. Hopefully your fingers aren't too fat to stick in there. And then you're just gonna grab your 10mm wrench and then start tightening it down. So you kind of go back and forth just like you would maybe on a wheel. But just gonna go back and forth until it feels snug. Again, these are nylock nuts, so you don't have to crank them down, and you just need to make sure that they're nice and snug. So.